Islam, peace and greetings, Moors. Today's demonstration is going to be in regards to the Blue Lodge or the Masonic Europeans setting up the Asiatic as far as the gangs, Crips or Bloods, Democratic Republic, boxing rings, red and blue, like Mike Tyson put you up on game a long time ago, that these Europeans are setting you up. And what they do is they'll say, I bet my district could kill more of your district. Like they're basically playing like real life GTA with your life. And as far as like the foot stance of these gangs, how are you going to have a Crip in a stance, a Blood in a stance, and they're supposed to be enemies, but they have the same stance? It's because it comes from first 3 steps of Masonry. And you have people that's been in these gangs for 30 years and they're still standing in an entered apprentice stance. That means they don't know nothing. You see that, right? Then you have them when they have the other stance as the fellow craft or the master mason or standing on their square. I caught a clip of a man named Cartoon53 or Cartoon53. And he's supposed to be known as an elder Crip member, you know, that's been in the game or whatever. He's supposed to be solid or whatever. And he mentioned the Moors one time. So it kind of caught my attention. So I would go to his videos from time to time because he does speak in an intelligent tone and he's very articulate. So I'm like, all right, the brother is hitting books. So then I came across the video where he's bragging about where him and a Crip member stomped out a Moor. Because the Moor was hollering across the cell saying, man, you got all that food, you know, let me get some food. Now, true indeed, the Moor may have got his portion or not, but he was calling out to a brother saying he needed some food. He also was speaking about how the Moor would always be talking all the time. So, you know, the Moor was telling all of them, man, why are you calling yourself names that allude to slavery? And these Crips and the Bloods and all this is set up by the Masonic Lodge of the Europeans. He was telling them this, but he said they wasn't trying to hear it. So they didn't have ears to hear. They're dumb, deaf, and blind. Cartoon said the Moor was hollering his name, but he acted like he was asleep. How you going to do that? That sounds like a coward to me. Address the man. He said, hey, man, give me some food. You should have said, no, I ain't giving you nothing. But you said you was acting like you was asleep. That's cowardly. So then he started taking it up, more pressure, and started talking about the Crip gang. So Cartoon said, hey, tomorrow come out to the yard and we're going to handle this, is what he said, right? So the Moor was like, you know, say less or whatever. So what does Cartoon say? He said he started sending out kites to his Blue Lodge Masonic members saying, hey, man, when we come out of the cell tomorrow, get them. So that proves, man, you didn't want to square up and do a fair fade with this Moor because you was in fear of the Moor. You was like he had all golds across 4 golds in his teeth. Who cares about the gold in his mouth, man? Oh, that's right. You said you wanted to kick the golds out his mouth. But the people that's oppressing you in that jail, you ain't put a hand on them. Because when time came to go to the yard, when the doors popped and y'all stepped out, you said he stepped to the side of the line and was looking at you. And what did you do? You said you gave a head nod and your fellow Crip Masonry Blue Lodge member kicked him in the genitals like a female, and the Moor dropped. And then Cartoon said that he ran as hard as he could and kicked him. You're a coward for that. You're a straight up coward for that, bro. And you told it on public everywhere, man. You are a coward for that. You couldn't stand on your own square, but you can't even stand on a square because you're in apprentice stance. You're just entered in, but you're an elder because you've been fooled, brother. When the guard came to break it up, he said the guard hit him with a bobby stick. And you know what he did? He said he didn't do nothing. He said, man, you hit me with that stick again. And then he said, I ain't gonna lie, I stepped back. So you'll kick your own brother and want to kick his golds out his mouth, but an oppressor will hit you with a bobby stick and you won't do nothing, bro? Because it shows that's not only did you just pick faces there in this incident, you also was scared of the Moor. You were scared to Tim up because you know he would have flattened you. I see that you're articulate and you have an intelligent tone, but you're totally wrong and it's not clicking in your mind. You've been set up by the Europeans. You know the bloodline I'm from that once used this knowledge for good, but then they again turned it to evil. But I'm here telling you about this, that they set you up. Red and blue, Democrat, Republic, boxing rings. Mike Tyson done told you all of this. You know how they have the Hoover with the two fingers facing down with the thumb in the middle? That's the compass and square. And you know what's really funny? Like the Hoovers. Hoover Street. That's not named after J. Edgar Hoover. That's named after a man named Hoover that colonized the land and killed off all the Aboriginal indigenous. So they're running around saying, I'm Hoover. So you're respecting and honoring the man who colonized your land and killed your mothers, your fathers, your grandchildren, and raped your women. So the Moor disrespected Crip and you jumped on him, right? But did you ever think when the Moor was trying to talk to you before that, when he was like, man, I'm not black, man. Black alludes to the names of slavery back in the day. Example, black in Latin means Negro. And he told you that stuff, and then you're still saying stuff about black all around him. He had to live around all you people that was dumb, deaf, and blind. So you disrespected him every second by every word you was saying because he's watching his own brother in ignorance. He's like, man, I told him, man, black and white are names that allude to slavery. And I told them about this, and this, and they're still running around wanting to be dumb Negro Masons. I know Hoovers in California. During COVID, I was sending finance to one of them when the brothers was getting out of jail. I was getting them socks and all kinds of stuff, man, sending money to these Hoovers. You know what they did? They was going out and going buying fitted Hoover hats. I was like, man, go get them socks and food and stuff, man. So while I'm assisting your brother Jap, you sitting here bragging about trying to kick the teeth out of a Moor. Like you are smarter than this, brother. This is not no attack. This is a wake up, man. Quit hitting the snooze button. You old, bro, and you're an elder. You better get your mind right before you transition. Because if you don't, man, it's going to suck for you, bro. Look, I respect what you do because you make the brother see like, man, I'm not trying to go to prison, man. I was getting ready to go shoot this dude down, but I watched Cartoon and he was talking about all this craziness in there, man. I'm not trying to do that. So it makes him fall back. But, man, you got some stuff to atone to, man. Much love to you for what you do, man, until I seen this. It's crazy that you'll sit here and try to kick the teeth out of your own brother's mouth. Like, who's that hitting the corner, cuz? Who that hitting the corner, blood? Oh, who that? All in the windshield. But you see the police, y'all will run off like some roaches. Think about that. You'll kill your own brother before you'll stand up against the oppressor. If all y'all came together, you take out the police stations in a week. But you won't do that because in your mental, all the way back to your ancestors, it's planted for you to fear the pale-skinned man. So you do what you want with this. You nod your head to a Crip member or whatever to try to do something to me or whatever. They come down this one-way gravel road out in the boonies. Only thing's going to happen is I'm going to have a new car and another hole out in the woods. So, yeah, you admitted to being scared of the Moor. You admitted to the European or whoever, the oppressor, hitting you with a bobby stick, but you didn't do nothing to him, which is picking faces. And you want to know something else? Farad Mohammed. You know, whenever you see the California hood movies, you know, there's always the man on the side with the bean pie and all that. Man, they've been up over in Cali, man, since the 20s, bro. Farad Mohammed got out of prison in Cali, went to Chicago, killed Noble Drew Ali, and took over everything and went right back to Cali in like the 40s. So you're like, these people and these people started Crip. No. Moor Science Temple was infiltrated by the Nation of Islam. Then they took it out to California and started working with the European and Jew to set up you dumb, deaf, and blind people. What happens when someone gets killed in your neighborhood and people's all mad like a cop kills someone? What do? They push Jesse Jackson out there or some leader to settle you down. And then 2 weeks later, y'all are back drinking and partying. And then the cops kill someone else. You get riled up. They send out Reverend Jesse Jackson. Or like when things get riled up, they send out Tukey. They send out Big U. Man, y'all been set up, man. These people got so-called community programs and they get paid by these Europeans. And the Europeans tell them, everything that go down, you got to tell us. And they sign papers where it says, if you know any criminal acts going on with these people, you got to let us know. They set you up, man. It's crazy, man. Well, Islam, brothers and sisters, divine honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the Moorish divine and national movement of the world, Islam.